What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Axe Creation. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about riff structure and how to incorporate some different ideas. And more specifically, we're going to be talking about odd time and polymeters. And basically how to take the same riff and just kind of twist them around in different ways to get one of each, and how you can convey that in your own music. So the riff I'm playing is pretty simple. Before we get started, I'm in a standard 7-string tuning, so my low string is B. And the riff itself is pretty simple. It's basically using 3 notes, just open 1 and 2. It's kind of Meshuggah-esque if you want. Right down there in that. So the way this idea stems from is I have this idea, this riff, and it could either be in 7/8 or 9/8, depending on what kind of accents we want to go on with it. So let me just play you the riff straightforward. A 7, I'll play it slow for you. But that's our riff of 7. I'll play it again. Right? And if we want to make that 9/8, all we basically have to do is add 4 more 16th notes. Alright, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to let you hear everything first. So we're going to start with the polymetric idea. And what we're going to do with that is polymetrics, right? We're going to break up this riff 2 bars, so it's a 2-measure riff. So we have the first measure is in 7/8, second measure is in 9/8. And I should correct myself because it's not a measure of 7/8 and a measure of 9/8. It's actually 2 measures of 4, and the guitar riff I'm breaking up into 7/8 and 9/8. So the second half, that 9/8 riff, is actually going to start on the upbeat of 4 of the first measure. And when you play that against 4, you're going to get a very, like I said, polymetric feel. You're going to feel a switch to the upbeat, and there's a lot of cool rhythmical counterplay that goes on there. So let me play that for you with the drums, and then I'll come back and explain the riff. Cool. So as you heard that with the riff, now let me show you what I'm doing. I'm basically playing my low beat open a couple times. So we got a nice 1-0-0, 1-0-2. A little 1-2, and then we're going to do basically a little triplet kind of feel, a little slur. So 0-1-2. So we have, and that is my 7/8. Okay, that's the first half, and then it goes right into the 9/8, and like I showed you in the beginning, it's just adding 4 more 16th notes, right? 9/8, 7/8, that's 2 8th notes, so we have 4 16th notes. So to turn that around, I just play open, open, 2-1 at the end of my 7 riff. So we have, that's it. Alright, so there's my 9/8. If I play them back and forth, I get, right? So now when we play that against 4, you get a, like I said, a polymetric feel, and the drums can smash away on 4, and you're feeling the odd time in the riff. And there's a lot of very cool accent things you can do with that. You can check out Addison's drum page, the practice vlog. He goes over how he accents this drum beat. So now, to take that, that's one way you can present your riff. And if that's what you want to present, excellent. And you'll find that a lot of contemporary metal bands seem to be doing this nowadays, this polymetric off-time feel. So now, on the other way we can go is let's take this same riff, but just structure it a little differently. Maybe I don't want the polymetric feel, the feel against the 4 and switching to the upbeat. I want a more straightforward odd time feel. So what we can do is, again, structure it differently. Instead of going 9-7, 9-7, 9-7, let's look at it as a way of going 4 measures and going 7, 7, 7, 9. So measure of 7/8, measure of 7/8, measure of 7/8, measure of 9/8. So now this riff is now 4 measures long, and I'm using the 9/8 to kind of turn the riff around and extend it just a little bit, help it flow a little better. And you'll find bands like, say, Dream Theater or Protest the Hero, they'll write this style, albeit maybe a little differently stylistically playing the guitar, but this is how they would apply those kind of odd time feels to it. So I'll play it for you slow. Actually, I'll switch over and let you hear it with that as a drum beat, and then I'll come back and we'll explain it. Awesome. So now, I know listening to what Addison did over these drums, the drums don't necessarily give you that straightforward odd time feel, but nonetheless his drum beat is absolutely fantastic. I love what he does over this. But if you're looking for more of like a Dream Theater or a Protest style, obviously your drumming accents could be different, and that could help shape and accent your riff a little differently, but even though what we're doing is pretty much still the same. So like I said, it's 7, 7, 7, 9. That doesn't equal 4 if you add it all together. You can try. So basically, like I said, I'm using the 9 to turn it around, and this gives me more of that feel. You know, and I like that feel a lot, and I would use both of these avenues to go down to create and present my music. And it's really up to you. What feel do you want? Do you want a more straightforward odd time feel? Or do you want a polymetric feel, where you're going against 4, you can have some upbeat, downbeat play, lots of different accents you can do. So I hope you can take these riffs and these concepts and structure your riffs different ways. And as always, let me know what you come up with. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.